Welcome to the British Grand Prix of 1956. It is raining and complete removal of me saying Phil Collins today, but it is the genesis of a potentially great race for Peter Collins as he is on pole position. Once again, Hernanes da Silva Ramos was supposed to qualify in 21st, but I couldn't get the game to not start him on the front row, so da Silva Ramos with another chance to snatch a victory he shouldn't have, although I think you could say quite securely in France that the way he drove in the race, he absolutely deserved that victory, regardless of where he started. And to be fair, in the 50s, in a lot of the races, we've had so much chaos that it doesn't really matter where you start. You've only got to survive the race to get some points in many cases. So we see there, Musso was third. Tony Brooks has outperformed his teammate Ron Flockhart this time, so Brooks is up in fourth place. Good from him. Juanmanuelfangio, he is in fifth. Not the best of qualies, but he got some points in France from not the best of qualies, so he'll be hopeful. Stirlingmoss and Mikehawthorn, the home favourites, back in 9th and 10th, and of course the new home favourite, jackfairman, we haven't come to him yet, so we shall cover him when we get there. Jeanbehra and Di Portago, Rosier, Mondedigui in the Maserati, 14th, and then we shall move on to the next row of the grid, which will see jackfairman in 15th place. Now, he had that second place in France. He is, if things were to go his way today, and what we've seen before, I think in Spa he didn't take him too long to get up from sort of mid-grid to well up in the points. So if things go his way, he could put himself within a whisker of winning the World Championship. It won't do it mathematically today, but every possibility that he could put himself close if he could get up there. You see Gonzalez in 20th in the Maserati, Scotty in 21st. So yeah, not a great qualifying for Connaught, 15th and 21st, but we know that they tend to be the great survivors in the race, and that is one of the reasons why jackfairman is so far up in the World Championship, even though the qualifying form in that car is pretty up and down. So we see there Piotti, Villaresi, Godia and Manzon in the Gordini in 26th, and now we look forward to the British Grand Prix. So here we go then, Peter Collins from pole position. Can Ferrari hold on and get their first win? They got their first points of the season in France. Now they go for that win. Collins versus da Silva Ramos. Will he have that pace? It is raining, so that will be there. Da Silva Ramos is away. Brooks is away well as well. And this will be a right tussle to see who can get in the first corner first. But everybody is sliding around. And I think that's taken most of them off already. That's John Deby, and what a impact for him. He's off, and you see da Silva Ramos off and Brooks. So, well, da Silva Ramos' hopes haven't lasted too long. I think everyone's trying to put their foot down way too much in the wet conditions. Collins has gone off. Jeanbehra, will he avoid Tony Brooks' spun car? Yes, but now he's getting trouble getting the power down himself. Fangio, the old maestro, he is up in the second place. Can he get something today? Collins recovers in third. Rosier, another very experienced old hand. He is a fifth, and jackfairman, we said he might not have any trouble working his way through. Already up to 6th from 15th on the grid. It's his home Grand Prix as well, so jackfairman will have high hopes. Fangio chasing Jeanbehra in second place. Jeanbehra leading down into that turn for the first time. I assume that's the old Stowe. I might be wrong. Jeanbehra continues to go, and Fangio is getting in a bit of a tank slapper run, and Fangio has spun it. Will he be able to recover? He's going to spin almost in the path of his teammate, and yes, he does spin into the path of his teammate. That's Collins. That's going to delay Collins badly. Rosier getting through. Now right on the tail of Peter Collins. Can he pass Collins whilst Collins is trying to recover? He's certainly going to try for that. jackfairman has gone off as well from that Fangio incident, but he recovers still in 4th. Gonzalez up to 7th in the Maserati. Fangio, can he get going again before all those guys come through? And well, they've all been put off, and they've all gone off trying to avoid Fangio, who does recover, and Fairman has just hit. Who's that spun? That's Peter Collins. So Fairman hits Collins. This is absolutely crazy. Rosier still in second, but he's outside the track limits, and I don't know if he can even get back within them from that angle. So Jeanbehra at the moment, he is home free. He's already won one race this season. This will bring him right into the World Championship fight as well. If Jeanbehra could win this, it's another reason for Fairman to hold on and get as many points as possible. Rosier, I don't know if he's going to be able to find the track limits. Gonzalez is now up into 4th. That will now become a podium as he goes past Rosier, and Fairman is up into 2nd. So doing well for jackfairman. Jeanbehra going to come into the pit lane and aim to change some tyres. I think he's got enough of a gap actually, but will he actually change tyres? They don't always on the 50s. They sometimes drive through. Jeanbehra comes in. He's looking into his pit box, and there he goes. And well, sitting behind They are not greatly spaced in this game, are they? Sit by Tony Brooks. And Fairman leading. No, Fairman in second. Then Gonzalez. Ambrosio still in the points, but down to fifth. Colinchapman in the sixth. And there's Tarufi and everybody looking back. We've lost quite a lot of runners already. That's another spinner. I think that's Scotty, or could be Mike Hawthorn, I'm not sure. There's Mondelegui, Gonzalez. Jeanbehra looks like he's retired in the pits, hasn't been able to get going again. Well, what a shock for Maserati. Jeanbehra looked set fair for this race, but now it is that man, jackfairman, in the lead of the Grand Prix, with Gonzalez rolling back the years in a second place. Can he reel jackfairman in? Well, this is, like I said, changed a lot from the start already. Mondelegui pits, but Gonzalez is in second. Fairman leading the race. Now, if he gets another win, and he's been very good with his endurance this season, and this could be jackfairman's moment. Remember, he is the only driver who has confirmed his seat for next season. We're not hearing much news. I think they're all going to wait late. It might even be after the season. You might have to wait until we start the 1957 branch of the 1956 Evo, and goodness knows when I'll be starting that, but I have to wait until then to find out. There's Maglioli in the Maserati. He's now up in the fourth. Private Maserati, of course. Tarufi in fifth behind him. The winner from Indianapolis, Colinchapman, running sixth in the vanwall, and Trintignant in seventh place. So, good little race. Mike Hawthorn is now up into the podium. So Mike Hawthorn seems to be back to his early season form. Chaos everywhere else, and Mike Hawthorn into the podium places. So, well, there is that hope for Mike Hawthorn that he will get a few more points. And remember, he's on 8, so that would keep him sort of in with a shout of the World Championship if he can hold on to that podium today. But here we go. It's all settled down now. Fairman leading Gonzalez, leading Hawthorn. And then Maglioli actually isn't that far behind Mike Hawthorn, so he's so going. And that's a spin for, is that Trintignant? Yeah. So Trintignant was pushing teammate Chapman for a points finish, but he's off now. So Fairman continues to lead. We're at 2 laps. This is a 5-lap race, so still quite a way to go. There's a dry line emerging, and that will help everybody find their way around. So Jack Fairman still comfortably in the lead, 10.3 ahead of Gonzalez. It looks set fair for Jack Fairman to win his home Grand Prix and take a massive, massive step towards having the title of world champion. And Gonzalez in second place, and everybody else is a mile back. Absolutely, really far back. So major opportunity for Fairman here. And Gonzalez as well. Like we say, he hasn't really managed to shine this year. But we remember in time when Gonzalez was winning around Silverstone, and he's making good use of it today. Hawthorn is into the pits. Now we've seen a few just put into the pits and retire. That's not happening to Hawthorn. He's just driving straight through. So was that an error, or are they just doing it to not get up the speed on the straight so they don't have any risk of spinning? But Hawthorn has lost that podium place anyway. Maglioli goes through, and Mike Hawthorn down into fourth. Hopefully he's going to have the pace to catch it up, but we shall soon see. Umbertomaglioli, he's keeping it calm. He's now into the podium places from, I think he started, where did he start? 30th on the grid. So, yeah, and that's been about where he's been starting all season. But he's one of the better guys at keeping it on the road, and although never really seems to have the pace to take much advantage. But Maglioli is there, and Hawthorn, in his pressure to try to recover the podium, has lost it. And he needs to get some points, but this might not happen for Mike Hawthorn now. He rejoins, and he has got a gap behind him now with the field very much thinning out. Mike Hawthorn does have a gap as Colinchapman in fifth, with Paco Godia now right out behind him, and Piotti as well. So there is some pressure. Villaresi in eighth, not able to reconnect to his former glories, unlike Gonzalez. And is that Fairman into the pits? I can't see who that was. Might not have been Fairman. We'll have to watch to it when we get back around to it. But we're watching Chapman at the moment under pressure from Godia, and what's happening? Fairman is out. Fairman has gone out of the race. We didn't see it, but we saw him going to the pit, so I think he's just retired. And Gonzalez could recapture his former glory in the lead of the Grand Prix, but I think, is that spray or is that an engine issue? I think that's an engine issue. Yeah, because the car is about to lap, is not pumping out all that smoke. So Gonzalez has got an issue, and he's got a very, very long way to go if he's going to survive. I can't see him making it. Well, at the moment he's still leading, and he's lapping inside. Oh no, he's got stuck on invisible bump on the curb there by the looks of it. He keeps going now, but again, that's another thing that won't help him. and Gonzalez is struggling, but there's Maglioli in second. If Gonzalez doesn't make the finish, Maglioli in the private Maserati could win this race, and here Mike Hawthorn is, and there's Piotr with a spin. Mike Hawthorn could come into potential for the win here. Well, they're all pitted in, and more and more. I wonder if they're just trying to pit for dries, but the game, the 1956 mod, doesn't recognise that they're trying to do what the drivers around the time this game was made, 99 to 2000, would have done. 99 to 2002. But Gonzalez still at the moment leading, but his engine is pumping ever more smoke into the air. And let's have a listen.
That's smoke coming from his engine.
Not quite sure how it's supposed to sound, but I think it sounds a bit rough compared to what it could sound like. So, yeah, and you'll see that smoke pumping out. And, yeah, Frolian Gonzalez, he'll be very, very lucky to survive this. And has he got the pace to beat Maglioli? If he continues to struggle like this, Maglioli might be able to close the gap in. There's Colinchapman up the third, and Godia and Piotr behind him. Villaresi is now out. I wonder how many runners we've actually got left in this race. It can't be many. It's got to be under 10 now. Chapman still in third, and now unchallenged with everyone behind him just going off the road. Gonzalez continues to lead. No, but he took that first victory for Ferrari in 1951 in Silverstone, I believe. Off the top of my head, I think he won the 1954 race as well. So he's got history here at Silverstone. He's got a lead, but is his car going to hold out? He's not got that far. I can't remember how laps. I've totally lost count of the laps of everything that's going on. I think they've done 4 laps, so 1 more lap to go. Gonzalez is closer, you think, but I think he's stuck in gear now, we're just hearing. So even more problems for Gonzalez, and it's going to slow him down so much that he's really struggling through there, and it's going to be almost impossibility for Gonzalez. Hold on, he's stopping. That is it. Gonzalez is not going to make the finish of the British Grand Prix. What a shame, but what an opportunity for Umberto Maglioli. He will take the lead now. The private Maserati started 30th on the grid, and wow, he is into the lead of the British Grand Prix in the closing stages. And then a home driver, Colinchapman, he is in second. Luigi Piotr was about to pass him, but he's had a spin, can't keep it on the island. Godia, the same, he's going to the pits. Most of the guys who are surviving, I think, don't have the stability, but are surviving through going through the pit lane every time. There's Transignon in 6th. He's a long way behind after 1,001 spins. Hawthorn is retired. We didn't pick up on that, but we can see it now that Mike Hawthorn is out of this Grand Prix. And Chapman is clear in second. He'll be praying that Maglioli has a problem and he can get a home win. Colinchapman, he's not actually done that badly against his teammates Transignon and Shell in qualifying this year until this weekend, where he qualified 31st. So you've got the guy who started 30th leading the race and the guy who started 31st in second. I mean, just wow, what a race. And once again, the unpredictability of 1956 continues. Doesn't look like there's going to be much going on in terms of the World Championship fight, because everybody who could get some points today, they are not really in it, haven't really got many points all season. So but you know, someone like Maglioli, if this was to happen again in the next race, crazily he would be within 4 points of Fairman if it was an exact repeat result. The next race is Nürburgring as well, so that will always be crazy just for the length of the circuit and stuff. So, well, there's Godia, there's Transignon in 4th, and I think we've only got 4 runners left in this Grand Prix now, and Maglioli comes across the line, wins the race, and gets overexcited and does what would later be termed a Vittorio Brambilla by crossing the line to win the race, getting overexcited and having a crash. But he does continue, and yeah, well done Umberto Maglioli. Fantastic victory. For anyone who wins from 30th on the grid, you can't knock that. What an amazing performance from Maglioli. We wait Colinchapman to come across the line and take second place. A race that has started with 32 runners and ended with 4. What a remarkable outcome. Yeah, Maglioli absolutely delighted. Colinchapman does take the flag in second. It might not have been Jack Fairman's day or Sterling Moss's or Mike Hawthorn's, but the British fans will still be happy. They have got a home hero on the podium. 9 seconds behind him comes Paco Godia. He holds on to the 3rd place. And then we're going to wait for Mauricetrintignant. He's had 3 million spins today, but he's kept it on the road ultimately to finish the race. He hasn't had any terminal spins. So Mauricetrintignant is on course for 4th and last place. And I think he'd get it anyway because Piatti will only take 5th and 2 points by virtue of having survived the longest. He is out of the race, so Trintignant is guaranteed that 4th place. So we can give you the race results then. Umbertomaglioli, the winner, as you can see, and then Colinchapman 2nd place for Vanwall. Vanwall finally, things have turned good for them this season. Paccagodia 3rd in the Maserati, Maurice Trintignant 4th in the Vanwall, and that's Maglioli. His car has ground to a halt, so he was lucky that the race wasn't an extra lap. Colinchapman will be very upset that the race wasn't an extra lap because that would have been his win, but ultimately it wasn't, and Umbertomaglioli has the win, but he's broken down, and well, there you go, just sums up how nutty and crazy this Grand Prix has been. And now we know that only 3 cars are going to make it back to the pits, having started the race, even though 4 classified. So yeah, where were we? We were talking about Godier in 3rd and Trintignant in 4th, and then Piatti finishing the race in 5th place. So this brings us to the Drivers' World Championship. Jackfairman continues to lead it on 20 points, 7 ahead of Hermano da Silva Ramos. 2 races to go. Cesare Padisa on 11 in 3rd, jeanbehra, Mike Hawthorn, Piero Taruffi, Stirlingmoss, Umbertomaglioli, and now Paccagodia as well, all on 8 points. Still, believe it or not, in range if things were to go incredibly their way over the last 2 races. Piero Scotti on 7 points. And then we get to the drivers who can no longer win the World Championship with the races remaining. Robert Manzon, Ron Flockhart, Colinchapman, Maurice Trintignant, all on 6 points. Uriah on 4, Fangio on 3, so the world champion can't defend it now. Maglioli on 2. No, I've got Maglioli twice there. Actually then, so Maglioli is going to be on 10 points. So, yeah, forgive me, Maglioli's actually in 4th on 10 points. So, yeah, so he's still in touch then. Giarini on 2, and Musso on 2, and Piatti also on 2 points. The Constructors' Championship sees Maserati leading it on 69 points, Connaught 2nd on 27, Gordini 3rd on 19, but certainly no luck for them today. They've not done badly considering they've only got 2 cars, but the same for Connaught as well. Maserati have a much bigger squad. So Vanwall got 3 cars there and 12 points now, back ahead of the likes of BRM who are on 6 and Ferrari on 5. Thank you so much for watching. Please like and subscribe, and we will see you again soon. Take care.